avoid breezes. I think we just might stay inside a little bit while it's at its worst,
Yeah,
right?
Sunday's going to be the day that'll be dusty. Before then, not too bad, but just like I've been talking about all week, a pendulum swing between humid air and drier air. Now, most of New Mexico has been dry, but in far eastern New Mexico, we've seen some spotty thunderstorms and very high humidity. 100% humidity in Clayton and very low visibility in parts of Union County this morning, as low as a quarter of a mile. Low visibility. If you guys are driving, have the fog lights on and drive cautiously out there. And that line separating the humid air and dry air, especially in southeast New Mexico, is very prevalent. Alamogordo, Ruidoso, humidity values between 5 to 15%, but off to the east, especially east of Roswell, Carlsbad and Hobbs, 80 to 95% humidity values. Pretty dry here in Albuquerque with humidity values between 15 to 20%. And the airport in Clayton, a 7-mile visibility, but not too far away, even lower visibility, and 6-mile visibility in Carlsbad. So watch out for some patchy fog if you're traveling in eastern New Mexico or are in eastern New Mexico. Those northerly winds bring in that low-level moisture, actually from the north back into eastern New Mexico. Two can carry light winds, but a 22-mile-per-hour northerly wind in Ratona, 20-mile-per-hour wind in Clayton, a 15-mile-per-hour wind from the north in Clovis, and a 13-mile-per-hour wind there in Hobbs. Look at that sharp contrast in temperatures as well. Yellows and blues separated in southeast New Mexico, 50 Ruidoso, 66 Hobbs, 59 right now in Roswell. Now toasty, 65 in Carlsbad. Toasty meaning not only mild, but very humid out there. But pretty mild, but dry in Albuquerque, 57. Common cold and gout, 30. 33 Alamosa. We're sitting at 46 Santa Fe, 53 at the TRC. So widely varying temperatures across our viewing area. Mostly clear skies here in the Duke City with light winds, the dry air, allowing for some of the cooler air in parts of the metro. 47 in Los Lunas, 57 in Albuquerque. It's not that cool out there because of those southwesterly winds, and that will provide an even bigger warm-up compared to yesterday. We had a lone thunderstorm in Union County. Those storms have since moved east. Clear skies now here in the Land of Enchantment, and with mostly sunny skies for most areas today, temperatures on the rise, reaching the low to mid 80s in Albuquerque, 70s in Santa Fe, and a drier air mass and warmer in Socorro, down toward Deming, mid to upper 80s. But in places like Clayton or Raton, struggling to reach the 60s, and even by the afternoon cooling off potentially more because of thunderstorms. And meanwhile, Roswell to the south, mostly dry for most of the day, will be toasty in the 80s, and then we'll start to cool off later today. But with the dry air mass, we'll have to watch out for the elevated fire threat, patchy blow and dust in and around the Rio Grande Valley, with red flag warnings in effect not only for the Rio Grande Valley, but for the San Luis Valley and for our friends in the Four Corners in southwest Colorado. Mostly sunny and a bit breezier today in Albuquerque at 83 degrees. With the warm weather, the low humidity, the stronger winds, that will elevate our fire threat. But even stronger winds with the thunderstorm threat, that slight to marginal risk of severe weather in far eastern and southern New Mexico from 3 o'clock all the way to midnight or even past midnight near Tucumcari down towards eastern Lee County. Watch out for some of the stronger thunderstorms, especially around Clovis, even a few storms near Union County. But I think the strongest of the storms today will be just to the east of Tucumcari in the panhandle of Texas, as well as in Roosevelt and Curry counties. And those storms will kind of move through the Tucumcari area in this linear fashion. A backdoor front will bring in a push of cooler air and breezier weather in parts of the metro tomorrow morning, so that moisture will go through the Rio Grande Valley, and that'll produce more rain and thunderstorms tonight into tomorrow morning in eastern New Mexico. But then that dry line will move a little bit farther to the east later tomorrow afternoon, with dusty and gusty conditions out to the west and thunderstorms out to the east. When thunder roars, go indoors. Some hail, strong wind gusts, frequent lightning as a possibility. Then even stronger winds on Sunday from near Las Cruces all the way to Raton. High wind watches in effect. But places like the Four Corners, it'll be dry with the wind and cooling off Sunday and Monday. In places like Durango, Alamosa, Pagosa Springs. Chinle, Gallup, and Grants, highs in the 70s, lows in the 30s and 40s. Brownout conditions possible along I-10 on Sunday. Just a little bit breezier today, even windier tomorrow. Highs in the 70s and 80s for most in southwest New Mexico. Very close to 90 in a couple areas, as well as near Carlsbad. But places like Leviton, Clovis, maybe a bit cooler because of thunderstorms. Roswell, storms in the short term, dusty on Sunday. And Clayton, Capitoline, struggling to reach the high 50s and 60s today. More in Las Vegas, 70s, mostly dry in the northern mountains. Beautiful weather in the 60s and down towards Santa Fe in the 70s. But we'll be cooling off with the dust on Sunday. Moriarty, Tejeda, Sandia Park, two from the north to south valley of Albuquerque. Mostly sunny, mostly dry and breezier. Highs in the high 70s and low to mid 80s. Similar tomorrow, dusty and gusty on Sunday. Calmer and cooler next week, maybe a bit breezy on Tuesday with a slightly higher chance for rain later next week. So we'll be looking forward to that.
Rain sounds good right now.
Yeah, especially with the cooler weather and not too windy weather hopefully next week.
There you go. All right, thanks a lot, Ryan.